I'm sure you are all aware by now of um, the plane collisions that have been happening as of recent. Um, whether or not these are out of the blue is kind of up in the air. I mean, we as humans like to draw patterns of things. Well, this happened because of that, and that because of this, right? But like obviously, the basic premise was a Black Hawk helicopter, which put in perspective, these things are freaking massive. They are huge military grade helicopters going up at Ronald Reagan International Airport up in DC, collides with American Airlines um, flight, sinks in the Potomac River. Everyone on board dies. Um, this is more obviously about the politics. Obviously that's what my channel is all about. And the most immediate thing that I found interesting, there's a lot of people who are going to throw out conspiracy theories already saying, this important person was on the flight, and look at this, and look at that. And obviously, there's not really good evidence as to say, oh, this was an inside job or something. But, pushing that off to the side, Donald Trump, President Trump, came out and said, this could be, I don't want to twist his words, but he said this could be a result of DEI hiring, about how, the military and, the Air Force under the Biden administration has implemented many DEI initiatives to promote, an inclusive workforce where, you hire, at least you keep in mind the goal to hire more people of different backgrounds and ethnicities and such and so forth. And obviously Trump's argument is that this has made the Air Force, less competent and, less merit based and all that kind of stuff. And this isn't really an argument about whether or not DEI is good or not. I already made a couple videos discussing that specifically. But what I found interesting is, you had people on the opposite side of Trump, your Chuck Schumers of the world, who immediately call out saying, hey, a tragedy just happened and you're already on the attack, you're already on the offensive, which is very valid criticism. I myself, if I were to somehow try my best to put myself in the president's shoes, I would not, immediately, start drawing politics about this. Oh, it's because of what the Democrats did. But, Trump being Trump, he is an attacker. He is that guy. And, I thought to myself again, is this a Democratic issue? Is this a thing that only Democrats do, call out people for immediately making politics. But then you think about it again, and you think about, all the ideas of these school shootings that happened in recent years. Think Parkland, think Uvalde. Uvalde was the biggest one. And I think what was special about or unique at least, about the Uvalde shooting was that there was actually an NRA conference, big top donor to many Republican congresspeople and senators and whatnot. They had a conference not too far away from where the shooting happened. And many Democrats go out and say, you know what, as soon as the Uvalde shooting happened, everybody's just disheartened. Facts are still coming out. Many Democrats, go out and say, well, the Republicans are not issuing gun control safety measures and this and that. And same thing with DEI. It has nothing to do. My video right now has nothing to do with whether or not I support gun control policies implemented or being proposed by Democrats. The point I'm trying to make is, what is that golden Goldilocks zone, so to speak, of when a tragedy happens, be it a plane crash or a school shooting or a natural disaster like in LA? When is it the right time to bring politics into it? Right? Obviously, you can't never bring politics into it. That would be silly, right? Just let all these school shootings happen. Let the LA wildfires run rampant. Let, this Black Hawk plane crash tragedy, just fly by. That's not going to work. Obviously, immediately after the situation happens, is not so much either, because then you could argue, we're in a period of mourning, have respect for the people affected, the evidence hasn't come out fully, all those types of things. But from the politician's point of view, it only makes sense, right? It only makes sense to say, as soon as the events happen, while it's hot, while Twitter is exploding, while Instagram is going crazy, everybody's reposting things, everybody's sending their quote unquote thoughts and prayers. It only makes sense then and then to say, we have a problem, we need to implement X policy and this, and politicians need to get off their ass and whatever. And so that example in itself is a very good testament to one of the downfalls of democracy and one of the downfalls of social media, which has exploded this issue in the sense where, the tools needed to win your next election or to win the election in the first place are not the same tools, don't come from the same toolbox, nowhere near the same tools as being an effective policymaker that pushes the agenda you campaign on. So, and the problem then becomes is these politicians on social media every day. I mean, you see, Trump has magnified it tenfold. The conservatives, you would think, oh, they're behind on this stuff, but that's totally not the case anymore. They're pushing out, the White House has their own Twitter account, Doge has their own Twitter account, Elon Musk is practically a government account now, pushing out all these 24-hour news cycles, and everything's got to be up to date at the moment, currently, new, breaking news this, breaking news that. And people are willing to believe anything they read when it confirms their bias. So the fact that, we have now the most ephemeral politics in U.S. history, where the most current thing is, talked about for a split second until something new happens, it is kind of dangerous. But then again, what can you do to solve it? It's beyond me. I'm just an 18-year-old kid, right? So, but I think it does deserve the attention to say, hey, at least, this is the issue where we're dealing with. But I'm curious as to what your thoughts are. But thank you for watching.